Hello everyone, this is Manuel here. So, I was asked by some friends to do an English version for my NEO-GEO mini review, which just arrived this week. Among all this recent retro console current wave of releases, I think SNK had a really original idea by making a retro console replicating the original MBS cabinet. This product was announced on June 9th, but it was launched until this week, July 24th, to be close to the SNK's 40th anniversary date, July 22nd. So let's see its features and let's see if it's great. Let's start with the package. It is necessary to give some praise to the designer. It is very elegant and simple. There are a few things the package is not telling us, but that's not on the designer's fault, but rather the manufacturer. We'll talk about that later. The NEO-GEO Mini comes with 40 built-in games. The list is in the back of the box. There are the following: 10 King of Fighters games, 3 Samurai Shodown titles, 2 Last Blade titles, Fatal Fury, 2 Real Fatal Fury Real Bout titles, Garou Mark of the Wolves, Shock Troopers 2, Metal Slug 1, 2, and the third one, World Heroes Perfect, Kizun Encounter, Ninja Masters, Aggressors of Dark Combat, King of the Monsters 2, Cyber Leap, Shock Troopers Second Squad, Top Hunter Roddy and Catty, Ninja Commando, Burning Fight, Alpha Mission 2, Twinkle Stars Sprites, Blazing Star, Top Players Golf, Super Sidekicks, and Puzzle. This is a very solid lineup composed by proven hits. International version, however, will have less fighting games and will focus more on action titles, less King of Fighters titles, but more Metal Slug, both Shock Troopers titles, Magician Lord, Blues Journey, Rogue Army, Cross Swords, Mutation Nation, Count Bout, and Ghost Pilots. As you can see, the real difference between one and the other is just the title lineup and the stickers. In my personal taste, I went with the Japanese version because of Twinkle Stars Sprites, which is a title I enjoy a lot. I guess it was a tough call to choose which titles to place in each version, having only 40, but well. By the way, we're getting 40 because, like I said earlier, we're celebrating the company's 40th anniversary. So, you should take in mind which version to purchase based on the title list. Do you like fighting games more? Then go for the Japanese one. Do you like Metal Slug a lot? So then go for the international version. Some people will double dip and go for both. Let's talk about the console. Once out of the box, it comes with the following: the arcade cabinet, a US cable, which power fits the console, stickers to decorate it, and an instruction manual. Some people will find relief in knowing its instruction manual comes in various languages, and among those 4, English. The rest is in Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. The manual is pretty basic, just covers some stuff, but forgets to clarify some other aspects. We'll get into that later. To avoid wasting some production time, I'll skip placing the stickers on the cabinet, but I'll show the models to you on the camera. The NEO-GEO Mini uses a micro USB to regular USB cable for power feed. It is not rechargeable. It needs to stay connected to work. However, this is not stated clearly on the box or in the manual. It just says that the cable must be connected and you can use a USB to DC adapter. So it assumes that you know this is not rechargeable, which can be misleading to certain type of consumers. Fair enough, they never said it would. Not that it wouldn't. Let's just hope they print this in the international release to be crystal clear to the consumer. The product does not come with a DC adapter for USB. You can also connect it to a USB port on a computer and this powers the device. Please be noted, for the obvious, doing this, connecting to a PC, does not link to any type of NEO-GEO Mini data to the PC. Just pointing that out for some who might wonder. Its power button is located on the back of the device. It really gives that arcade cabinet vibe. Then you'll see the SNK anniversary logo and then the NEO-GEO one on the screen. The NEO-GEO Mini has 2 modes, arcade and TV/monitor. Let's start with the arcade mode. As you can see, here's the menu. We can see the games. In the upper part, there's 3 options. The first one has info with QR codes for SNK social networks. Third one has copyright info. The middle one has config options, and yes, Japanese release has an English language OS option. We can change it now. It is a shame it doesn't come with Spanish though. SNK was a very big thing in Mexico, and even in Latin America. There's an option to sort the games. You can place first the ones you have recently played, or the order that was in the back of the box. We can also adjust the brightness and volume. I recommend to lower the volume a little bit, so that you don't ruin the speakers. A lot of NEO-GEO games have some saturated sounds that might be hard on them on the long run. There is also a factory settings option. Oh, and by the way, you can select with the red button and cancel with the yellow one. You can always come back to the main menu by pressing both select and start. Now it's time to finally try some games. I'll start with Twinkle Stars since it is one of my favorites. I just gotta praise the NEO-GEO Mini's screen. Games look beautiful. It gives that CRT arcade nostalgia just by looking at it. While the camera is not doing proper justice, believe me, it looks really pretty. About the screen size, you can see everything pretty clear. Here's a Game Boy Advance so that you can compare how big or small it is. There is no excuse, this just looks comfortable. And I think this size helps the game to display beautifully. Console versions for these titles are used, so we have options similar to the ones used on AES or NEO-GEO CD, like difficulty or training modes, for some fighting games of course. Now, speaking about the controls, the joystick movement is really soft. It feels just right. You can move easily. Being a tiny size, there is no problem at all. As you can see, the action pairs with what's on screen. Button layout is really easy to use and really easy to getting used to. As you can see, I can place my index finger to press it regularly or use my thumb for a constant mash on shooters so I don't get tired. It is surprisingly comfortable. Some of the original NEO-GEO titles used 2 or 3 buttons, so this layout feels very familiar. Now, let's see how it behaves on a fighting game. We can exit each title by pressing start and select at the same time. There are saving options for the game. We can exit now. KOF 98. Let's try a couple of moves. See? It is not complicated to move the character, unless you're really bad at the game. Even if there is a present lag, it doesn't feel like that at all. Now, about sound and emulation. As you can see, it is pretty decent on arcade mode. For Twinkle Star sprites, we had similar behaviors like the ones on the Dreamcast or AES versions. You know, when the screen slows down for having too many sprites exploding at the same time. KOF behaved really well, so I think we're covered for this pretty much. And yes, this is emulation, not original hardware, but it does pretty well for this particular device. I think you can be happy with the result. You can also plug in your headphones to have a better audio experience. Time to try the TV/monitor mode. I have a few issues with it. First, the box says just HDMI, and this product doesn't use the standard HDMI cable. It uses the HDMI mini to regular HDMI connector. You have to be crystal clear with the consumers. Once again, I can see some people finding this misleading or complaining about this if this is not printed in the international version box. So I hope the manufacturer does in the future. Now, such mentioned cable is not included on the product. You'll have to buy it separately. The issue with this and the control pads, which I'll talk about in a while, makes you feel as if the company wanted to cash in on the accessories. Please specify important stuff like this on the box and the manual as well. That would be consumer friendly. Anyway, once the cable is plugged, we can see two new options pop up on the menu for TV mode. We can use a filter or not, which I don't like at all because it makes all pixel edges round and it doesn't look pretty at all. Aspect ratio is next. I like to use 4:3 so that it respects the original size and proportion. Using stretch is not visually appealing for me, so I don't like to use it. Now, here's another complaint. There is no scanlines filter option for TV mode. While NEO-GEO games have a lot of sprites and all of them look pretty, I think having an scanlines option would help on watching a sharper image for TV mode. Most of modern versions of CRT based games have an scanline option, so I think NEO-GEO Mini should have it. Another feature is that NEO-GEO Mini allows you to plug two control pads to play both arcade and TV mode, but you are locked to use the official ones for the console. The lock requirement is not printed or specified on the box or manual. The port for the device is a USB micro, and even if you have a different brand USB micro control pad, the system won't allow you to map the buttons on the NEO-GEO Mini. This is a bummer. It would have been awesome to plug in an arcade stick and replicate a similar experience to the cabinet. I don't want to speculate, they want to cash in on the accessories, but hey, at least print this is logged to use the official ones on the international version box. Be clear to the consumer, which has been a repetitive complaint along this review. As for now, July 27, 2018, the official NEO-GEO Mini control pads are currently out of stock. It was the first thing I tried to get on the first pre-order day. To worsen things, some resellers are tripling their prices for these. I've seen some of the Japanese store sites raise the price up to 9,000 yen, which is pretty expensive for a control pad, and this is sad for a console that has a lot to offer. I hope they have enough stock for the international version release date. On the bright side, you can also play TV mode using the cabinet's controller. It's not uncomfortable at all if you're using a small monitor on a desk. And I think that's pretty much it for the main general aspects. In summary, the NEO-GEO Mini is a pretty original idea for the retro console market. It is pretty solid on the arcade cabinet mode. I love its presentation and controls. However, the TV mode needs a lot of improvement. The lack of a scanlines option and being locked to the hard to get official controllers hindered a little bit my experience on this mode. Feels like this product is in the right direction, but I think it can be a lot more. Improving the mentioned aspect would definitely make it the best official retro console out there in the market. It is very simple to use and you can enjoy it a lot. And please be sure to print the important stuff on the box SNK above future complaints for the international release. So, is it worth the price? Yes, totally. There are some retro SK arcades out there which are more expensive and have less titles included, while this product has pretty screen and 40 titles. You can get one via Amazon Japan for 11,500 yen, plus shipping cost obviously, which is pretty fair. But the price can grow if you want the control pads, like we said before. Both the console and the control pads are currently out of stock, so wait for a restock. They haven't made an announcement on when this is happening. My advice on the accessories is not to buy the official cable and screen protectors. buy yours locally and just go for the official controllers because you're locked to use them in case you want them. Despite all that, I'm really happy with the final product. I hope they improve for the coming releases. The international version has not a pre-order, not a release date yet, so wait for it. And I think that's pretty much it. And I hope this video can help you on what to expect for the NEO-GEO Mini and be kind of a guide on your decision if you want to buy it or not. So, see you soon. Bye.